The identity heist. My mother-in-law legally changed my newborn son's name while I was in the ICU following a high-risk delivery. I woke up 48 hours later to find the hospital bassinet tag said Caleb instead of Arlo. Arlo sounds like a dog's name, she told me, not even looking up from her knitting. I did you a favor. He'll actually be taken seriously in a boardroom now. My husband David just stared at the floor, paralyzed. We had spent the last year building a life around the name Arlo. We had a custom hand-painted mural of an old-growth forest in the nursery and leather-bound books embossed with his name. He was our little forest king. The breach of trust. How did you get the paperwork? I rasped, my voice barely back. She smiled that thin, practiced smile. As a former chief of staff at a neighboring hospital, she knew exactly which administrative buttons to push. She'd spent months checking in on my pregnancy, only to gather enough info to bypass security and submit a correction of record with a forged signature she'd been practicing for weeks. Caleb is a strong, biblical name, she declared. It's what my father would have wanted. David finally stammered. Mom, that's not what we agreed on. It's signed, sealed, and delivered, David, she interrupted. The state has it. Arlo is officially a thing of the past. The uphill battle. I was stuck in a hospital bed, hooked up to monitors, holding a son whose legal name felt like a stranger's. The hospital ombudsman told me that since she had proper credentials and claimed we had made a typo, the record was already processed. The attorney I consulted was blunt. Proving forgery on a government document without a witness or a smoking gun will cost you $20,000 in retainers alone. And if we lose, you're stuck with Caleb forever. We were drowning in medical bills. We didn't have 20 grand for a name. The smoking gun. I spent 10 weeks in a fog of anger and bureaucracy. I called the health department daily, filed grievances, and begged for someone to help. Finally, a supervisor at the state registry called me. Ma'am, he said, I can't change it on a whim, but if you have any digital proof of her admitting to the fraud, I can flag this for an expedited judicial review. I searched through every thread until I found it. The afternoon of the delivery, she had posted a life update in her private Facebook group for her bridge club. The grandson is here. He's perfect. I successfully intercepted the birth forms to ensure he got the name Caleb. No way was I letting him be saddled with that trendy Arlo garbage. The verdict, that screenshot was all the judge needed. At the hearing, my mother-in-law's lawyer tried to argue she was acting in the best interest of the child's future social standing. The judge didn't buy it. He read her Facebook post back to her in a voice like rolling thunder. This is a premeditated theft of a parent's most basic right, he stated. He ordered the state to strike the name Caleb and issue a new certificate for Arlo James. But the real shift happened in the parking lot. David, who had been a ghost of a man through the whole ordeal, finally looked his mother in the eye. Don't call us, David said, his voice finally steady. You didn't protect Arlo. You violated our family. You forged my wife's name while she was fighting for her life. We're changing our locks and we're changing our lives. You're out. It's been 2 years now. She sends checks in the mail that we shred. Arlo is a happy, energetic toddler who loves the forest, and he has no idea his grandmother tried to steal his name before he even had the breath to speak it.